Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the Core O'Reilly Series presented by SimRaces.com as we are here at the smallest superspeedway out there. We are here at the Nashville Superspeedway, and I guess it's a superspeedway in the fact that it's the biggest concrete track, at least that I know of. But either way, some good racing right now in the LCQ as these drivers got 20 laps to lock themselves in to the feature, which everyone will make the feature. We got 27 drivers out here. 20 of them already qualified and in the 7 racing. Actually, 6, as looks like Brody Harris is in the pits right now. Maybe not going to partake here in the LCQ. Let's start from the back of the feature. But these 6 drivers out here competing to see how they're going to line up on the final 3 or 4 rows of the race. But that'll be the 80 lap race coming up here in a bit. Carl Hamrick joined in the booth by Jimmy Covert. Jimmy, we're seeing a pretty good race, some good battling here, some close battling here in the LCQ, but I'm looking forward to this 80 lap feature here tonight.
Yeah, Carl, you can't see me out on the track right now, but definitely out here with the boys. They're behind me right now, so I don't want to. I was thinking about joining the field just to kind of see how I would do out here, and I haven't been in an old series or a car in such a long time, and actually the qualifying time would have been okay to be in the top 20, and yeah, it kind of gives you the itch, you know. I've been doing a lot of kind of poking around with some of the cars, obviously with the 24 Le Mans coming up, and trying to get out here and just kind of get more time in the rig and trying to feel the different things that you can with a car, and just a car feels great here tonight, to be honest. Kind of out here, just kind of doing some laps and just kind of seeing how much these drivers are going to endure here in at the so-called super speedway concrete track. And you know, we're still doing looks like not quite sure on the lap times because I'm a ghost. Yeah. Yeah, so it's yeah, they're falling back pretty quickly here. So and that's all about the tire management. And you know, we've been here with other leagues, and it's all about you know, kind of getting out there and doing your thing. But if you go out there and burn your tires up, you know, you're going to end up being slow, and you're just going to fall back. The car's going to feel like poop, and it's definitely not an enjoyable evening. But yeah, I see some great battling going behind me, and hopefully those drivers continue to go. They've kept it green the whole time. I haven't had any cautions come up on the screen here yet, so I can see them going too wide back there, and just kind of battling for those final few spots here for tonight's race for the main feature. So wish all the drivers the best of luck, and I will not be out there in a ghost car for the entire duration, that's for sure. But I just wanted to kind of get out here and kind of experience what the drivers are a little bit. Like I said, I used to do it all the time before I set up for a race, and people that know me, when I used to race, I was always out on the track the most amount of time too. I used to put in some of the most practice any driver could get on the track as soon as the session would open up, and that didn't just stop there. I did it all week long when I had the time. You know, obviously CRN has brought a new light to us out here for Core, and to bring on the experience for the drivers and the fans out there. So looking forward to watching everybody else from behind the cameras. But right now, just watching in my rearview mirror as they seem to be getting a little bit smaller back there as these laps are ticking away.
Yeah, been a good one here as they're a little bit over halfway right now of this 20 lap LCQ. And before we get a chance to get into the race and get to it here tonight, I want to send a shout out to a driver that I don't believe is here tonight in the top 20 at least, and that is typically the driver of the 55, Zane Bierman, as he is newly a father. So congrats to the Biermans, and welcoming Modi to the family. And some of the drivers already joking around in here that Bodie needs a number, so I said, well, the .55 is available. So Bodie Bierman, unofficially the .55 here in Core, whenever he can lift his arms to put them on a steering wheel. But either way, congrats to the Biermans out there. Hopefully Zane out there watching his fellow competitors, if he's got a chance, you know, whether he's with his son or maybe just catches shut eye, because it's definitely Jimmy, you know as well as I do. It can be
You
it can
don't
be
tell me.
a little tiring in the first little bit of life. But either way, we are cranking down these laps here. We're down to the final 5 laps here at Nashville for the LCQ. It looks like Ricky Renner, the only gold driver here in the LCQ, has found his way to the front and looking to start up there in 21st for tonight's race. But yeah, this will be an interesting 80-lap race here. I'm expecting at least 2 pit stops here for the night. But you know, once it gets to those pit stops, if it's in under green, you're going to be needing those pit stops because of fuel, but you're going to be really wanting those pit stops for tires, because the tires can wear down pretty quickly here on this this concrete 1 1/3 mile tri-oval here tonight at Nashville. But the darkness should be setting in here a little bit, a little bit later in the afternoon right now. So the track should be cooling off maybe a little bit, help with the tires just a bit. But other than that, it's going to be in the driver's hands to control the wear on those tires.
Yeah, it's obviously I can feel it with the amount of laps still remaining here. As Ricky is now up on my back bumper. He can't see me, but he is there and pressing. So if he had something to shoot for and get around, it is the ghost car that is out here at the moment. And I'm not here putting down oil slicks, but the track is it's starting to tighten up in the corners here at this point of the race, or at this point of the last chance qualifier. Car's wanting to get out into the wall. I really got to let that car rotate and hit these marks and get it slowed down. And there, I blew a corner as I'm talking. As Ricky's going to get down to the inside of me here.
Ricky was he was intimidating it, though. Ghost car or not, he was intimidating. It's understandable. I get it.
Definitely, out there, and it is a little bit of pressure, and obviously he's able to use all that clean air out here, and that's going to help a lot here. You get behind somebody, even though I'm like right on his bumper now, I'm not going to experience that dirty air like the other drivers are. So even a little more pushing on these unworn tires, it's really, like I said, the car really starts pushing, and hopefully I might be able to get a tire kind of wear, what's going on here, but definitely looking good here, and he's slowing down. Is this thing over?
It is 20 laps in the books here as Ricky Renner takes home the win here in the LCQ, and we'll have our starting order official here for the 80-lap race here tonight for Nashville. This is the penultimate round here for the series, as this is race number 9. We get closer to the final race of the season coming up next week. But while we have a chance, we'll take a look at the point standings as you see the starting order here for tonight start running through on the bottom of your screen. Chris Gilbert, your pole sitter, your front row starter here tonight is your points leader, as he is 31 points ahead of the pole sitter here tonight, and that's Aaron Edwards. So we'll see if Edwards can keep reeling him in, as Edwards now finally gets his platinum status coming into this week. Truskowski is 84 points back in the platinum. In the gold, it is Joey Cruz, who came oh so close once again to try and get his first win out there in the series, and it's certainly a lot of eyes on him this season, but having a really good season. He's 24 points clear now of Joe Sullivan in the gold, and then Jacob Grube 47 points back. In the silver, it is Jason Chrisman now taking over the lead up by 17 over Michael Rakes. Matt Crockett is back 21 points, but I believe due to some scheduling conflicts, he may be missing the rest of the season with some of the summer sports kicking up. Certainly understand that for sure. And then in the bronze division, back and forth once again, it is Luis Orduna, 204 points. Terry Jansen, 196. So 8 points difference between Orduna and Jansen coming into tonight. Stephen Harris, 56 points back in third, as we're getting ready for the show here tonight. Again, it is 27 cars getting ready to start this thing. Looks like Brody Harris may be not elected to start the race. We'll see if he starts from the pits or not. But Aaron Edwards has got the Sim Shop boys out front here once again. I don't see. Yeah, there they are. They're just a couple rows back. I was going to say I didn't see the 39 or the 74, but they are back there in 5th and 6th here starting order, and we'll see if they can make their way up through the field. The other Platinum driver, Joe Truskowski, back there in 10th position, but pace car is in. It's time to get this thing underway. Barney's got the green flag, and we are racing here at Nashville. The long little wait there. I thought Barney maybe fell asleep at the top there, but we're racing here down into turn number 1.
Yeah, obviously getting things underway. Carl, just to kind of give you an idea, 20 laps, running pretty decent laps there. We're down the front right tire all the way down to 76, you know, and it was close to 290 degrees, and I was trying my best to kind of preserve the tires
we got
a
to
little bit
spin.
out there, but early caution.
Yeah, big incident here in turns 3 and 4. As we got quite a few drivers mixed up in this one. And again, remember that these drivers do not have a fast repair, and I'm seeing 3 meatballs. Jeremy Gainey, Jason LePan, and Joe Truskowski, all with meatball flags here. We'll take a look back and see what brought this one out, as we'll slow it down here and see where it started here. I know Truskowski was involved, and looks like maybe Sullivan getting into the back of the 74 kind of backs him up a little bit into the 59. And unfortunately, neither of them could save it, because the 59 right there down into Michael Rakes, and then he shoots straight up to the outside wall. Heavy impact, and you see the 19 right there. Hard impact coming in there for Jason LePan, and right there is where Jeremy Gainey ends up getting his meatball as well. So we're going to be down 3 drivers here already. It looks like Brody Harris did come out of the pits, but we got 3 drivers in the pits early, and that could be the end of the night for all 3 of them. But I mean, you know, with the fact that you know, no fast repairs out here, I think you do need to try and get it repaired if you can. You know, you never know if you can just pick up 1 or 2 positions, if that helps you out at the end of the night. But it's you hate to see it that early, especially on lap number 1. But just maybe a little bit too close going into the corners and not giving enough room. And right there, 3 cars already biting the dust.
Yeah, and obviously, you know, Joe trying to keep it close, and you know, everybody has different kind of breaking points going into, you know, tracks that have these corners, and when you're up high like that, and you know, it's kind of early. Sometimes you're not quite sure if the front end's gonna plow or not. So, you know, maybe just being a little more cautious there. And you know, obviously just kind of taking it easier, and Joe was just kind of maybe just getting ready for that long race there, and just a small tap, but it was enough to kind of start a kind of slinky type effect. And you know, obviously drivers trying to avoid and miss, and you know, incidents happen. So, but yeah, 3 drivers, especially Truskowski, getting caught up in that one is going to put him, you know, towards the back. So I mean, I would, if I'm in there, I'm going to I mean, depending on how long it is, I mean, probably 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the amount of damage out there, and get back out and try to at least race those 3. But you know, there's plenty of racing still remaining here tonight, and the drivers are, you know, anything can happen. It's a difficult track. You can lose it. You can smack the wall. You can overdrive a corner, and you know, get on the throttle too early, and then push that right front to its max, you know. And so you know, no fast repairs definitely brings a light that actions have consequences, you know, and if it's not just yourself, it could be somebody else. But you know, we're going to continue to stay going and see who comes out the winner here tonight. You already got a few people, obviously, with that big checkup, a big mix-up there of some of the back drivers being able to kind of make their way through, moving up 9 spots, like Richie Bradshaw and Brody Harris. So we were thinking he was going to start in the pits, but we're getting ready to go back to green as they're 2 wide, heading around and through turn number 3.
And speaking of wins, we do have 6 different winners through the first 8 races. The only multiple winner is the man out front right now, Aaron Edwards. Has got 3 wins this season. Elwood, Truskowski, Grube, Sullivan, and Gilbert all with a single win. As we get back going here, and not sure what happened there, as Edwards seemed to be really slow on the throttle right there. Not sure if he missed a shift or what was going on, but we will get it back going one way or another. Luckily, there was another bunch up right there as we look back further in the field. I see some drivers kind of blinking out there a little bit. Looks like Stephen Harris coming out of the pits, but we will keep it going here. And it looks like Jason Pam was able to clear his meatball flag, and now so did Jeremy Gainey. So how much can they get prepared before they get back out here on the track? I mean, again, anything is better than nothing, and you never know. 3-4 positions could get you in a good spot for the championship at the end of the season, which is coming up next week as we will head to the beautiful Michigan Speedway, and that is going to be the 100-lap finale next week, and it should be a good one. Looking forward to that one for sure. But right now, it is Aaron Edwards, Chris Gilbert, Joey Cruz, Ethan Winters, Jacob Group for your top 5. Then you got Flickinger, Van Westen, Rickett, Lesh, Rakes for your top 10.
And the drivers eventually getting sorted out here. This is not a super easy track to pass on. A super easy track to, for that those times to start falling off pretty quickly. And obviously race pace not even remotely close to what some of these drivers can do for a qualifying time. And that's the way it should be. And we kind of talk about sometimes, certain drivers are, that are doing very well, and they just don't have that go out there and that flashy speed and take the pole every single week or at all. And it's just kind of more of a, let me drive more of a racing line, not a flyer. I don't feel comfortable, just lose too much, wreck the car, slap a wall, whatever it may be. So definitely some challenges for these drivers here tonight with this track. And like I said, when I was out there, it was all about feeling the car and get it to make sure it's rotated before you can get on the throttle. And I was pretty easy on it early on, and I think I was a little bit harder on it towards the end. And it's the front one to push, and it was really imperative to get that nose in the right direction. More so, because as soon as you get on the throttle, and I'm here, I am riding on board with Richie Bradshaw, and just a little too hot in a corner, ends up tagging a wall just a little bit, but he's just going to lose a few spots. But it's on the drivers here. Just got to manage these tires here tonight. The concrete does not do wonders for tires at all.
Ignore the starting grid for the night for some reason. It won't let me clear it out, but it didn't let me bring up the track map, so I had to give it a reload, which is why you see the starting order there again. But now we're clear, and we get to see what the racing is like out there. Got a good battle up here at the front. There we go. He's got Ethan Winters on the inside, and Chris Gilbert out there on the, Jacob Poole on the outside. Good battle here up inside the top 5. As actually, there we go. We'll get back a little bit further as that is Gilbert on the outside right now. Flickinger is starting to fall back here a little bit, but it's still plenty early. Only lap number 11 of 80. So didn't see anybody come into the pits other than the drivers that were involved in the incidents, as Ethan Winters blinks out there a little bit at the front. Hopefully that doesn't become a problem for him, but for the most part, it seems like it's kind of bottom feeding right now, Jimmy. And I'm sure the drivers are just trying to stay down there and maintain the tires here a little bit. Only Gilbert out there on the outside line, whether he wants to be or not. He's kind of being held out there. Now the 21 of Van Westen peeking out there to the outside as well. But for the most part, the drivers just kind of stay in single file on the inside. But now we're going to battle for third.
Yeah, you got Jacob Groove and Winters up there, and trying to battle it out. And yeah, the inside felt good, Carl. It felt like the car wanted to turn down there, and then once that car got to a certain point, you could get in the throttle and drift out. But if you have somebody on the outside, it makes it a little bit more difficult, and that's why you see a lot of some drivers battling for multiple laps too wide. It's because that inside line can't push out, and if as long as that outside line can hold some decent momentum, they'll stay right there. But you can see that Groove has taken over, moving himself back up in that third spot that he started from there for the 188. So just kind of fantastic job kind of up front at the moment, as the drivers are probably now starting around lap 14 and probably starting to feel what I was feeling. The tires is starting to become a little testy, a little bit angry, and heated up. Obviously plenty of grip still on them, and probably in the 80-ish range, maybe 83 or so. But the tire, depending on how hard they're on it, is going to reaching up close to 300 degrees. And when it gets that hot, they really do get very slick. What I mean by that, they're just kind of greasy and mushy, and there's no grip at all, and the tires getting ripped up by the concrete. So these drivers keep going here. It's we're on lap number 15, and Edwards is your leader with Joe Cruz in P2, and Ethan Edwards, Jacob Groove as they battle, and then Colin Flickinger and Chris Gilbert.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because these tires, they're not good cold, they're not good hot. They're like the the little bear. They got to be have their porridge exactly the right temperature, right in the middle there. Because
they're better cold than the LMP too, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
that.
well, that is true. The LMP is very terrible on cold tires, but yeah, I mean you get these tires too hot, it's just as bad as when they're cold. When you first come out there, they are not exactly a great gripping tire, but right in that comfort zone is where you want to try and keep them as long as possible to get yourself the best laps and hopefully gain positions and not lose any. As Grube maybe trying to fight back here with Ethan Winters after losing that spot, as Winters trying to move himself up to the front. But right now it is Aaron Edwards leading this thing by 1.2 seconds as Flickinger goes a bit wide there, trying to get the run on Grube. But now he's going to lose the inside line to Chris Gilbert here heading into one. Taking a look back at the other sim shop driver, Matthew Sager, seen him battling for the win last week, and has been pretty good since he came in here. Was trending towards the platinum, but not exactly having a good night so far. Started up there in 6th, fell back now to 12th, so not sure if he's got any kind of issues, or maybe just really trying to maintain out here. Or Jimmy, maybe playing some fuel games, because we've seen it happen last week, man. It was an epic finish, as there was all kinds of strategies being played, cautions, not exactly working out for the drivers, and that was a good one, but it was all strategy last week.
Yeah, there's some strategy going on. I'll just say that I won't play that, because I know some drivers are out there kind of watching, and I think you hit cues, and I know we're on a slight delay, but there's some drivers out there that are on a strategy right now, Carl. So I don't know if they're looking for that one stop. I don't think they can get to 40. I think it's close. I think when I got in the car and I was out there for those, I think it said 45. So these cars would have to make it to that 40 mark in order to make it the whole way. But right now we don't know, and I know there's some drivers that aren't comfortable with shutting the car off. Literally shutting the car off, coasting it, and just kind of working it. I mean, you're saving tires, and some of these drivers are in the middle of the pack, and they're doing just fine, just kind of where they're at, and got a good pace and not too far behind some good drivers, but maybe give them the opportunity or chance. And some drivers lean to that strategy early, and if they commit to it and they get the green flag run from here to the end, it could pay out for them here. We've seen it, obviously benefit a few drivers, but and there's no, there's no fast repairs. So some of these drivers, if you wreck, you're not gonna. You're pretty much done for the evening for the most part. We do have 4 drivers out. It looks like as Steve Harris, I think, was the only one that he got involved. He had some damage, so that's why he was in there. I'm not number 2, so had to get that repaired and kind of get going to there. But he is a lap down already, so because he came in a second time, maybe to finish off what he needed. Yeah, obviously Steve's been new to Core, and we've seen him in other leagues now that's broadcasted here by CRN, so real big supporter of what we do here, and he's out there having some fun.
Yeah, that and he's
There's a
meeting the wall
final
here a
one off
little
the
bit
wall.
as well. As of course I go on to him and he brushes the wall there,
Oh,
getting some damage on the right side of that car. Is yeah, he's actually 3 laps down right now, but out there
okay.
in 21st. As I know he came into the pits, and I think he had a black flag, had to come back in as well. But Luis Arduna had some issues early on. Your bronze division leader, we see him go through the grass early on, and now you see him right there. I guess I'm going to start clicking on drivers because this is now 2 for 2 as they go on
Oh
to
no.
Luis Arduna, and this is going to bring out a caution as he slides down in the infield. And any kind of strategies that were thought about being played, it's going to switch up those strategies, I think, a little bit here as caution flies on the speedway.
Yeah, it's just a little bit. See what I'm going to go back and see what happened to Lewis there, but just kind of looks like. Well, he has no rear end, no bumper on that car, so he's got some damage from an earlier incident, and so maybe the lack of downforce just kind of loses it, slides off the track there. I'm surprised iRacing even kind of called it. I've seen worse where they don't call it. So, but yeah, caution here on lap number 17 right in the moment.
So I gotta say, Jimmy, we talk about wanting and waiting for the pace car to be an adamant object, and I would love to see it because that first driver that goes to drive inside the pace car when they're out there would be funny. But on the flip side, if you're like Aaron Andrews right there, or Aaron Andrews, not from ESPN, Aaron Edwards, slowed up there to let the pace car catch up and pass them. If the pace car comes ripping out of the pits and all of a sudden plows through you, that's an object. That would suck. I ain't gonna lie on that one. That would be a little rough, but no surprise here. The field all peeling off and going into the pits. It looks like Stephen Harris, maybe the lucky dog recipient here, getting one of his 3 laps back, and it'll be now down 2 laps. But pit road is busy here as everyone down into the pits, and we kind of reset the field here 25 laps in. We'll take a look at Aaron Edwards coming into the pits. I would think it's got to be 4 tires, even though it's kind of early here, and I know they only have 2 sets of tires in the pits. I still feel like you got to take tires here after 25 laps.
I think I would. At least especially a free stop, and you can see him racing out, and it does look like the 65 is going to win it over the number 28 still, and Winters moves up to 3rd over Jacob Groove on that move there, so having a pretty good spot, and that could have been from saving a lot of fuel. We'll just put it that way, a lot of fuel. Winters was going to make it. We'll just put it that way. He was going to make that 40, and obviously now that's gone. They can't make it to the rest of the way. That's 54 laps. I think is too far of a stretch. If there's somebody out there that can get 54 laps out of a 45 lap tank, I'd be impressed. But I guess you'd have to seriously commit and be the slowest guy on the track, and make sure you don't lose so much time that somebody's splash and dash, or 2 tires, to the end would beat you if they went green the rest of the way. So you gotta be, I think, super careful here. I think some of the fuel strategists, their opportunity is kind of gone at this time. I think if we made it to another 10 laps or so, then maybe that's going to fall back into play, and maybe somebody coming in and just taking the 2 tires and fuel. But I don't know, Carl. It's only with a couple sets of tires, no fast repairs. This looks like a lot of things that got to be going through through drivers' minds right now. Obviously, we're down 4 drivers, so 23 drivers out on the track. It's still. And any one of them can still win. Obviously, Steve Harris has a lot of work to do, but I think it's just patience, on his part. If something happens, he's not involved, and he can get back up there, maybe on that lead lap and gain a couple of positions, or somebody gets in a wreck and he's the best last finisher. You got to get out there and get the experience, and I think that's what Steve is out there doing here tonight. Seems to be struggling just a little bit, but he was involved there in that first incident, so battling some damage. But we're going to get going under green here as a 39 of winners gives Aaron Edwards a shot from the start, like, come on and let's move.
Yeah,
Just pushed it out.
I know
Turn
Aaron
one.
Edwards was technically the control car on this restart. I don't think he was in control there. I think that was Ethan Winters that said, okay, it's time to go now. And he absolutely gave him a shove there right as they got to the restart zone. And now it is 1-2 for Edwards and Winters at the front. Now, I was about to say, Cruz has got to be conscious of the fact that he's got the teammate right there on the inside with him, and how much does he do battling? Well, he doesn't worry about battling at all because he got passed very quickly there on this restart. But now again, just kind of settle in, and to me, it's down to 3 different strategies now for the rest of the race, providing we don't have any more cautions. I think the idea is you can come in early, take a short pit, like as soon as you get into your pit window to get to the end, take your other set of tires and try and run them to the end and really gain some time on the short pit. You could split this exactly in half and try and run this thing to the kind of the midway point between now and the end. Take your set of tires and go to the end, or you can run this out as far as possible. You never know if a late caution comes out during the pit stops or something like that. And at the very least, you get your tires the freshest out of anybody, as a 37 gets a little loose in the back. Halford off the track, but looks like keeps it going here-ish as he's down in the grass. No caution on the speedway. We'll keep this thing green. So to me, those are kind of the 3 different options here for the drivers, as Halford's still having some issues as he smacks the wall. But Jimmy, is there a preference that you would like? Do you like the short pit? Do you like splitting it in half? Do you like running that thing as far out as you can?
I'm horrible with tires, so I need the best tires possible for the maximum amount of time. So I think if I'm in the window, it's at least split in half. That way I know that I can. It won't get any worse than at that point. So like I said, at about 20 laps there, the tires were pretty dookie. So. Yeah, let's hit that 25 laps and on them tires and maybe split it up, at least throw it out there. I guess it really kind of also depends on where you're running, Carl. If you're running up to the front, a full short pit is a kind of a difficult one because, it's a gamble. If it goes green, it might work out. If a caution comes out, you're kind of screwed. So, because everything that you've tried is now gone. So with a couple cautions here, maybe that's going through some of the drivers' minds a little bit. 37 did end up going down into the pits to get repairs. But yeah, up front right now, though, Aaron Edwards and Ethan Winters, have command with Joey Cruz back there in third, followed closely by Joey Cruz.
Yeah, I think of the 3 strategies, the short pit is absolutely the scariest one to perform because of any caution coming out during your whole stint. It's going to put you behind the 8 ball, probably put you at least down a lap as well, and it's going to be just about the end of your race because you've already taken your tires. Everybody else is going to be coming in and taking fresher tires than you. So it's the biggest gamble. Excuse me, for sure. It can pay off nicely if you pull it off correctly, and it can be one where you get in there, you take your pit stop, you have fresher tires, and then you put in some good laps. You build yourself a nice little gap, and you don't have to worry about pitting the rest of the race. So you can take that off your mind and just focus on driving and do what you can. But again, so many things that can go wrong on that strategy. Even you can throw in the split and a half kind of strategy. Yeah, you'll kind of have the freshest tires on both runs because you're coming in as soon as you get to that point. But same kind of scenario. If a caution comes out after you come in, you're right behind the 8 ball again. So to me, you almost kind of have to bank on option C. You have to try and go as far out as possible, as far as you're comfortable with. Maybe save it, come in 5 laps earlier than you need to. But either way, I think you need to come in towards the end of the run, just in case a caution comes out. And at the very least, if a caution comes out after all of the pit stops are done, you still have some fresh tires to do some battling at the end. So to me, that'd be kind of where I would lean to. As much as it would suck running a full stint compared to getting them in and getting some fresh tires, it's ultimately probably the best strategy. But what do we know? That's we're up here in the booth and not out there battling, regardless if you do good ghosting or not. These drivers are out there battling alongside of each other.
That's all they're gonna get from me. I'm not out there. I'm not trying to ruin anybody's race or cause an issue. It's been too long, too many cobwebs and dust, and it can be fun to kind of go out there and run laps and kind of see where you stand, and that's the great thing about ghosting. You can watch your league here, say say Brody Harris, if he decided not to join, and just instead of joining the actual session, just join as a spectator. And then you can go out there and you can race all you want. You can make mistakes, you can crash, you can go back in and reset, you can come back out, you can stay out there and treat it like a real race, and not drive through people and get out of people's way, or try to get out of people's way when they're about to pass you. There's a lot of things that you can practice there. It gives you a good idea. And you kind of get behind maybe the leaders, and you're not in there, like I said, you're not in their way at all. So, but looking to battle for the lead right now, Aaron Edwards and Ethan Winters went side by side there for a little bit. So, but Aaron back out front.
So I guess the only question that we need to answer here is, will we have a new winner here tonight? We obviously seen Billy Rickett finally get a win on Sunday night for 191. We've seen Jeremiah Grau get his first win of the season last night for the Holden Briggs Academy. Will we have a new winner here for the Core O'Reilly Series? Again, we've had 6 different winners here on the season. Edwards picking up 3. We had Elwood, Truskowski, Grube, Sullivan, and Gilbert all picking up 1 win. So will we see a new winner out there tonight? Right now, your top 2 at least have already gotten a win. Actually, top 3. Yeah, top 3 have gotten a win. The highest running driver without a win is Flickiger there in 4th, and then of course Joey Cruz back there in 5th as well. But we still got another pit stop that's going to be coming up, but that's going to be in the second half of the race, because we've hit the halfway point here at Nashville. It's time to give everyone out there at Sierra Nation a little love to hear it.
Loader.
Sights and sounds here from the Core O'Reilly series presented by SimRaces.com. We thank them as well as James Cups and more for everything they do here for the series and for the league as well. And speaking of leagues with the series, we have a special event coming up here this month as we are at that halfway point in the year. The Cedar End Cup is not too far around the corner. I know some leagues are already excited just to hear those words. They really gear up. They really get excited for the little interleague battle that we have. As for those that are new here to CRN, new to any of those leagues, every 6 months, CRN here we've got a little special event where we have a couple of races, usually an oval and a road race for the night, and it's broadcasted by all us up here in CRN, but it invites all the leagues that CRN covers. So you'll have 191, you'll have Hoja Bricks Academy, you have the Core O'Reilly series here, you'll have CSRL, Pit Road Speed Limit Racing, VVR, and the Core GT series, all putting teams together, all out there on the track at the same time, and competing for some prizes, and there's already a prize pool that is building, and we don't even have the event officially scheduled, officially announced. We don't even have the cars, tracks, anything like that, but that's how much excitement there is for that event. I know the leagues are looking forward to it. And Jimmy, I know I look forward to it as well. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah. As you know, it's obviously exciting to see all the drivers kind of come out and compete, and I have fun with it. So yeah, I don't mind when all the leagues kind of get out there, and you kind of, and I think that's what's kind of led to some of the other drivers even driving with the other leagues. I know that being here at CRN, and some of these drivers go back and they hear us talking about the other leagues. Will spark their interest, and maybe something, whether it's continue to run more ovals like here for the O'Reilly series, or if it's getting back out in another road series there with CSRL. And CSRL is kind of tackling a very unique season, and holding strong with their numbers, still pushing at least 40 cars, if not more, per race, and a multi-class type of event, multi-class, they got pro and am for each. I mean, they do have their rookies, but they, obviously they'll get filtered out to go into the right series. But yeah, so spread, all the drivers kind of spread out, and it's pretty even for the most part each and every week. So it hasn't been lopsided at all, in any which week. And they've been to a lot of different tracks, and some that are kind of more meant to it, but Sim Shop coming down, relinquishing the lead here on lap with 23 laps to go, Carl.
Yeah, and one thing I was going to mention is as we see the pit stops certainly starting to go through their cycle here, as Joey Cruz now takes over the lead. We've seen both Edwards and Winters battling back and forth and switching the lead about 37 times over 10 laps, but we hadn't seen them pull away because of that as well. I mean, you had Joey Cruz and Jacob Krug battling themselves right back there in third, and not too far behind them, as now you see Cruz bringing the 28 down into pit lane. And another thing we're not seeing, Jimmy, we're not seeing penalties, knock on wood. I haven't seen too many, if any, penalties coming onto pit road here for this pit cycle, these green flag pit stops. So great job by the drivers getting down into pit road cleanly and getting back out there. It's a bit of a transition from that concrete track down to the apron, and it's not exactly easy, but these drivers doing a good job as trying to get on here with Jason Christman, as he's having some connection issues. Technically is your leader right now, but I would think he's, well, I was going to say, I think he's going to be bringing that 54 down in here, but he hit on lap number 51, so he is actually good to go to the end right now. He is only about 1.6 seconds ahead of Aaron Edwards, so he's going to be closed down, I think, here pretty quickly. But, change of strategy. It's got Crispin up 16 spots right now. The other big mover of the night, Jake Lesh, seen him make a really good pit stop under the caution flag conditions, and looks like another good pit stop here. It's got him up into fourth right now, and based on the fact that he pit on lap number 57, 6 lap newer tires than Jason Christman, he could be battling himself certainly for a top 5 if he keeps it off the wall, that is. He's battling right now with Ethan Winters, who did not have a good pit stop. No penalties or anything like that, but unfortunately he lost some track position here to his teammate Aaron Edwards falling back here a little bit. And I'm just noticing right now, unless I'm missing something, Jimmy, I don't see tires or anything on the 51. I see they pit on lap number 57, but I'm seeing a 0.1 second pit stop. I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, who knows? But Jake out there, Jake's actually, coming from the background of CRN, we used to watch Jake out there on full tanks and run tires from the beginning to the end on a full tank of fuel. So Jake's no stranger to going out there and putting out decent laps on old tires for sure. I mean, everybody loves new tires. Makes you feel a little bit better about yourself, but can even maybe cause bad habits as it's you're not used to what happens when you get down to below 70% wear, or waiting for iRacing to yell at you because your tires are about to blow up and get a meat ball just to get them changed. But he's obviously been a good competitor. He's been on the podium a bunch of times here as well. So, but yeah, definitely good run there for Jake Lesh. Chrisman rolling the dice here a little bit, does lose the lead, falls back into P number 2 at the moment, and got a few more laps to hold on, but it couldn't hit him a very decent race here tonight.
Watching a one-on-one battle here. There's the 0-1 of Travis Noble and the 1 of Joe Sullivan doing some battling back here just outside the top 10. And I would have swore I looked for Travis Noble about 10 times here tonight, and I could not find him in the running. I thought maybe it was just Billy Rickett out there and the only expired motorsports entry into the field, but Travis Noble is out there, and he is up 2 spots after starting back there in 14th. Rickett is down into 10th right now, losing 3 spots since he started the race here, up there in 7th, but still hanging on to a top 10 position. Up at the front, as mentioned, Aaron Edwards into the lead, and now Jacob Grube, you see him going to the inside here of Chrisman to take over 2nd place. Ethan Winters not too far behind in 4th, Jake Lesh in 5th. Then you got Cruz, Flickiger, Seeger, Gilbert, and Rickett for your top 10. I want to thank everyone out there in Sierra Nation for tuning in here tonight, as we've got 16 laps to go. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe and get you in touch with everything that Sierra has to offer, as we got the penultimate race here tonight, race number 9 here on the season. Next week we'll have the season finale at Michigan. Tomorrow night we'll have the season finale for CSRL, the 2-hour season finale. So you'll have me and Jimmy for 2 hours if you want to. If you want to skip over halfway through the race and check out Pit Road Speed Limit Racing, you can do that if you want to, or figure out a way to picture-in-picture that thing. Maybe watch one race on your phone, log into a different account on YouTube, and watch the other one, and you can do a little picture-in-picture action. Just get a CRN 2 for 1.
Yeah, you can have 2 tabs up at the same time. That I do know. For as far as YouTube, you just have to mute one of the tabs. Just depending on who you want to listen to.
Let's be honest, Jimmy. Come on.
I mean, they'd be able to listen to me as long as I turn on my mic.
Well, I'll be controlling the mics. Well, actually, no, I may not be, because my son unfortunately has a game, so I may not be controlling the mic. So yeah, no guarantees. The mics will be on, as Jimmy's been having a rough go with the mics lately. But
Life's been busy.
He's got a taste of being behind the wheel again. I think is really what it is. He's got his mind on the race that we got coming up this weekend for the Majors 24, as we got a 24-hour race coming up in the LMP2. So looking forward to that, getting back out in the car as usual. But right now, these drivers doing a fantastic job. Had a couple of cautions early on in the race, but it's been lean and green for the most part here tonight once again, and love seeing it. Aaron Edwards back out to the point. Jacob Grube not too far behind him, only 9/10 of a second behind, so still not out of this race at all. And see if Aaron Edwards can grab his 4th win. Maybe Jacob Grube grabbing his 2nd win on the season. Ethan Winters looking to get his 1st win on the season, I believe. I thought he did have a win, but no, Ethan Winters yet to get a win here tonight, so that could be another new face to the winner's circle here this week. And of course, Joey Cruz back there in 4th. We talk about him week in and week out, seeing if he can try and get himself a win. But he's in a battle right now with Jake Lesh, as they're battling for 4th and 5th. Cruz down on the apron trying to get that spot. Chrisman's falling back to 6th. But all in all, I think it was a good pit strategy call. He went for the short pit. He went for option A, and I guess maybe option B. It was kind of like right in the middle of that run. but it's gotten him up there inside the top 10, got him some laps led, still hanging on to a 6th place finish right now, and the tires starting to even out a little bit on at that 54 compared to everyone else, so maybe able to hold on to a good finishing position here. Matthew Seeger, haven't really talked about him that much. He started up in 6th, now finally finds his way back into 6th as he was back there. He used a fuel strategy early on in the race and dropped back about 6, 7, 8 positions from the start, but he's now finally got that 74 back to where he started in 6th, moving himself up there and putting Chrisman back to 7th. Flickinger is up 1 spot in the 8th place and kind of having a pretty good race in that car, course number 67. Chris Gilbert started up there in 2nd place in the 451-year overall points leader for the series, but has fallen back since, and he's got that 451 still in the top 10, but doesn't seem like the Rowdy Energy 451 is quite racy here tonight to try and battle for the win or even a podium here tonight. And then Billy Rickett coming off the win on Sunday night, looking still pretty good here. Started up in the top 10, still running in the top 10, but the laps are winding down here. We got 8 laps to go once Edwards hits the line. He's got a 9/10 of a second lead, but you see right there, Grube, Winters, both right there hunting, trying to run him down. Ricky Renner, your winner of the LCQ, is technically running there in 4th, but he's in 19th overall, 1 lap down. But had a pretty good run going for a little bit, but just different strategy here. Came in on option A, came in on lap number 47, and it worked out in the short term, but not working out here in the long term. But Aaron Edwards, the one to beat here tonight.
Yeah, just kind of been out front, leading the way, and I think I was having some fun there, battling with the Winners. But ever since Winners kind of had a not so great pit stop, it's kind of stretch this thing out here just a little bit, got himself a little bit of comfort, not much, as he's only got a little less than a second lead there, but just doing a fantastic job here tonight. Is now Cruz moving up 1 more spot, back up into 4th place as he goes around the lap car there, 53 of Ricky. So just yeah, been an interesting night, and probably some drivers don't realize how challenging this track can be. And you talked about kind of getting itch to get in the car, and I know there's a ton of cobwebs, so each and every month usually some sort of special event comes up, and I like the week prior to get to some quite a bit of time in the car. And when you get out on the track and then you put down a time and you're like, oh, that doesn't feel too bad, and then realize you're like 7 seconds off pace, and then when you shave 6 of those seconds off and even get a new personal best, it's that it's the talent's hidden, but now since you weren't on the track for so long, that it's can I keep it consistent? So with the majors 24 coming up, obviously, yeah, you have to pay a small entry fee to get in for just this one race. So there's last that I seen an early entry, there was like 380 teams. It usually creeps up to the means of almost 1,000, and $40 a team. That's quite a big pot of money that is kind of goes to majors and sponsors, and they are broadcasting, and they're handing out gloves and coins to like the winners. I think because there's going to be multiple splits, and I think all the each podium finishers, I think for each thing they get some sort of like a small memento. So it's just all time, just a kind of a lot of fun. We had obviously we started off with 5 drivers that were going to kind of do this, and then we fell down to 2 at one point. And then we were like, well, I guess we're taking the weekend off. And then schedules changed. We went back to 3, and we're still hemmed and hawed, and going to bring in another driver that's raced with us before. So I think he's looking forward to, just kind of hanging out and being part of CRN, and kind of get out there. And that's the likes of James Malino. So he's had his ups and downs for sure, but he's been putting in some time and talking with us a little bit, trying to get some tips on some of his troublesome spots as well. But the one thing about this one here, it is all about averages. It doesn't go by your iRating average, it goes by your time average. But Talking about averages, this thing is about to be completed as we're down to 2 laps to go. Aaron Edwards looking to win this one here over Ethan Winters, Jacob Grube, Joey Cruz, Matthew Seeger for your top 5. Let's roll the final lap.
Good battle back here as we take a look, if I can switch onto it, there we go, of 8th and 9th between Chris Gilbert and Billy Rickett as they're side by side. Aaron Edwards kind of in on his own. He's going to walk away to his 4th victory of the season and keep trying to climb back into the points battle here with Chris Gilbert as he's going to come across the line. Your winner tonight, Aaron Edwards in the 65. Ethan Winter's going to come home in 2nd, Grube in 3rd. We'll get back to the battle here to the line. Rickett is going to come home in 8th place just ahead of Gilbert. It's a good battle right there all the way to the end, but Rickett not going to be the top finishing silver driver tonight. It's going to be Colin Flickinger that we'll get a chance to talk to. Jacob Grube going to come home with the top finishing gold spot in 3rd. And how about Joe Thomas? We'll get a chance to talk to the 218 here tonight, and maybe see if he's still a little bit on spin cycle from last night in the S's in the truck series there for the Hold Your Brakes Academy. But we'll get a chance to talk to him. He's the highest finishing bronze driver in 14th. But all in all, good race here tonight. But once again, it is Aaron Edwards taking out his 4th win of the season. Definitely had some battles with a few of the drivers here tonight, especially his teammate Ethan Winters coming home in 2nd, but didn't have enough time to run him down here at the end. So Edwards is going to get the win here tonight at Nashville.
I can't believe we've already gone through almost a whole another season here with the now O'Reilly series, but things kind of changed early on, all the kind of format changes we need to, because of the sheer amount of drivers out there. Kind of things needed to change just a little bit as some of the races started to get chaotic, but it's turned quite a new leaf here. Obviously starting with a road race where they had a fast repair still, and cautions really didn't matter much. Out to a super speedway where they still were able to maintain one fast repair, as anything can happen at them things, and then to take on the challenge. But they had to battle for their spots on the ovals, and that's kind of what it's been boiled down to. So kind of emphasize on drivers to kind of get out there and practice a little bit more, or just be straight up lucky and have some speed at these tracks. But I think the racing overall for the past few weeks now has turned a leaf, and it's been putting on some pretty decent races, and they've gone green for an extreme amount of time. Still curious how something like this and this format would happen to the ugly, the ugly tracks somewhere like Martin or.
Don't you say it.
Martin
Don't
Brazil.
you say it. Don't say it. That's a curse word. We apologize to all the younger viewers out there watching here tonight. This is supposed to be a family show. I apologize for Jimmy cursing and saying that word. And I'm going to go ahead and cut him off right now. I'm going to tell the final results here of tonight's race. And again, it's going to be, if it will come up here. Come on. There we go. It is Aaron Edwards taking home the win here tonight over Ethan Winters, Jacob Grube, Joey Cruz, Matt Seeger for the top 5, Jake Lesh, Colin Flickinger, Billy Rickett, Chris Gilbert, and Jason Chrisman for your top 10. You got Rakes, Vorse, Van Weston, Thomas, and Sullivan for your top 15. Phelps, Noble, Jansen, Renner, and Harris for your top 20. And then the rest of the field going to be Halford, Orduna, Bradshaw, Harris, Gainey, Truskowski, and LePan for your 27-car field. But we got some of our drivers in here ready for some interviews, and certainly well-deserved. We're going to get and start with our 3rd place finisher here tonight, and that's going to be the likes of Jacob Grube. Jacob, heck of a run here tonight. You had some really great battling all through the night, and especially at the end of this race. You and Winters going back and forth to see who was going to come home in 2nd place here tonight. But ultimately, a 3rd place finish here tonight. Are you happy with that? Do you feel like you had some more in the car? It was definitely racing. You weren't exactly that far off the lead.
No, Carl, very happy with the 3rd place. I feel like that's it's kind of where we ran and where I'd end up. I mean, I might have lost another position there to Joey and finished 4th, so I'm happy with that. It was fun out there battling tonight and some clean racing, so all in all, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, it seemed like from the sound of it, Jimmy was able to get out there and do a little bit of ghost racing in the LCQ for a bit, but it sounded like the car was pretty racy here tonight. It felt pretty good for you drivers out there.
Well, I mean, it was extremely tight. I just threw all the bias I could at it, and I would just basically hit the brakes and start a big rotation and try to make it, guide that through the corner. That was my strategy. I think it was a bit hard on the right front though, because I was definitely falling off towards the end of the run.
Well, it was good enough to get you home in third here tonight. So congrats on the podium here in the second last race of the season. Michigan coming up next week. How do you feel about Michigan?
Yes, I feel like I can be competitive there. I wouldn't expect to win though.
Well, never know. You can't win unless you're not there. So, well, we'll wish you luck for Michigan next week, the 100 lap finale out there in Michigan. But before we let you go here tonight, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to on that 188 car?
Yeah, just thanks to you guys and thanks to other drivers keeping it clean and having a fun race.
All right, buddy. We'll let you go celebrate. We'll see you next week at Michigan.
Thanks, sir.
That is your third place finisher here tonight, the 188 of Jacob Grube. Second place here tonight, and certainly a part of battling for second place, and even a part of battling and leading some laps out here tonight, the 39 of Ethan Winters.
Hey, it's Jimmy and Carl on the boot the copy.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely an interesting race here tonight. You got a chance to kind of get up there and battle with Aaron, and you guys, I think, swapped leads about 50 million times here tonight. It looked like you guys were having a lot of fun there through the middle part of the race, and then after the pit stop, kind of fell back a little bit, but worked your way back up to that second place finish. Give us a little rundown on your race here tonight, and maybe what happened in the pits that kind of brought you out so far back.
Yeah, it was good. I felt like the car had good speed. I don't think I had like good hot lap pace, but I had just good overall pace throughout the run. Racing with Aaron was fun. I think I've raced with him. Ooh, I don't even know the amount of laps I've run next to that guy, so that was good. And on pit road, I guess I barely slid my box. I mean, the sign was still on my dash, where it normally would be, but it just said too far forward. So I had to
Yeah.
throw it in reverse a little bit, and I think we lost about 2 seconds on that ordeal.
Yeah, 2 seconds was enough to kind of bring you back where you had to work your way through the field and not get back up there and battle with Aaron and not enough time. He didn't wait for you to come back up there to battle it out for a win here. But great run there by the number 39, and obviously always enjoyable to watch teammates out there and be able to finish 1 and 2. And you guys did a great, fantastic job here tonight. So we wanted to say congratulations and give you some time for any shouts you might have at number 39.
Yeah, appreciate it. Delta Sport, Sim Shop, all the guys that help us and part of the team. It's nice to be able to represent something. It's nice to be able to go out for our sponsors. Sudspeed is another one. So I just want to thank all those guys, and we run this for fun, and that's certainly what we achieved tonight. We had a lot of fun. So thank you.
I appreciate the shout outs. And again, congratulations. And we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
That is your second place finisher here tonight, Ethan Winters in the number 39. Top spot here tonight is once again for the fourth time going to go to Aaron Edwards. Aaron, another great run from you here tonight. Obviously getting another win. It wasn't easy as you had the pole here, but at no point were you able to just kind of check out and run away from anybody, especially your teammate Ethan Winters, giving you plenty of troubles through the middle part of that race. But ultimately, you get your fourth win. And do you feel like maybe the championship is still within sights with one more race to go?
Yeah, I'm not really sure how the championship fight is shaping up. Hopefully we have a realistic shot at it. That would be really cool. I mean, I've missed a few weeks. Definitely not completely full time for the whole year, but only coming in. I mean, first start was Kansas, so but that would be cool to have a legit shot at winning the championship. But no, just happy to come out of here with a win. This is probably, you mentioned how good Ethan was. This is probably Ethan's best racetrack, so it was nice to be able to kind of hang with him or be maybe a little bit better. Clean air was king, so it was hard to say, but no, it was cool. Had some good racing.
Yeah, it seemed like the bottom was definitely the place to be. It seemed like a bottom feeding kind of racetrack. So I would assume, right, like you said, that fresh air on the front of the car probably really helped it turn and get through those corners. And especially once you guys got to the point where you had that caution and put everyone in the same strategy of everybody's gonna have to make one more pit stop regardless. There's no saving and trying to make it on one less pit stop or anything like that. Everybody's back on the same strategy, just when you want to come in. But I think that's when it got a little bit more racy. I mean, that's obviously when you and Ethan definitely got to some battling, and you were able to get a better pit stop and get out and get some clean air. And I'd say check out, but I don't think you had more than about a second and a half lead all night. I mean, it was still close, even when it was Grew behind you or Joey Cruz or Mr. Winters trying to run you down. But yeah, I mean, I mentioned the points. Obviously, everyone gets 2 drop races for the season, so only 8 races count towards your total at the end. Even though you only had 6 coming in instead of the max of 8, you're still in the mix for sure. You came in 31 points behind Chris Gilbert, who finished in the top 10, but back a little bit further. So the season finale, 100 laps at Michigan. It's I think it's gonna be pretty good here for the Platinum.
Man, that's making me regret DNQing at Talladega, missing out on some valuable points. That's really cool to see. So yeah, we'll go into Michigan next week and I don't know, drive it like we're going to win a championship.
So
Bring
without
some championship caliber effort.
there you go. Well, without giving any kind of strategies or anything like that, I mean a little bit longer of a race next week, being 100 laps at Michigan, so 200-mile race next week. Do you look at it a different way, or do you just kind of practice and figure out, okay, this is kind of the marks that we need to set. This is our fuel window, and figure it out from there.
Yeah, Michigan is one of those tracks where everyone's good there. So you're going to have to, it kind of comes down to positioning, how you're going to manipulate the draft, how you're going to work with your other fellow competitors. But really, it's gonna come down to a lot of strategy. So we're gonna have to dial that in. Not really sure what that is yet, but we're gonna go figure that out.
All right, buddy. Well, congrats again on your 4th win of the season. We'll see if number 5 comes next week at Michigan. But before we let you go here tonight, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Thanks to the whole team, Delta Sport. Thanks to Ethan for being a great teammate. Seeger had an unfortunate incident early on, but like to give him a shout out. He was really fast. He just got mired back in traffic. Clean air was king, so he never really quite recovered. Took him the whole race, but Delta Sport, the whole guys, Sim Shop, primary sponsor on the car. Sudspeed, Sim Racing Setups, Autoverse, and Unified Potential, all our partners. And thanks to you guys for putting this on. Appreciate it.
I appreciate that as well. Congrats, Aaron, on the win here tonight. We'll let you go celebrate. We'll see you next week at the season finale.
Thanks, Carl.
That is your winner here tonight, the 65 of Aaron Edwards, getting another win here under his belt. Hard fought one here tonight for sure. We'll see if he has a chance at the championship next week. But we'll go now to top finishing silver driver here tonight, and ran a bunch of laps up there in the top 5. It's going to be 7th place finish tonight for the 67 of Colin Flickiger.
Hey, Colin, Jimmy, and Carl up in the booth to copy.
I gotcha.
Hey, pretty good race there for the number 67 here tonight, and getting the top spot there for the silver drivers, and ran real good all night long, and kind of kept it up there, just kind of making your way through the field. You got a couple spots from your starting position. I see it up 2, so great qualifying effort and great finishing, obviously. So just wanted to give you some time to let us know about your race and how it was out there, and some of the things that made you successful here this evening.
Well, first off, the qualifying effort was excellent. That has been my biggest struggle, is getting a good qualifying, and since I got a good qualifying spot, I just was able to stay up there and avoid all the chaos and just run up front. And my biggest thing is to try and save tires. So if I am up higher, it's a little bit easier. People are a little bit nicer, a little bit more calm. So that played into my hand there. The biggest thing is that I just haven't ran here before. So when we got into the last pit stop, everybody was just guns blazing, flat out, as fast as they can go. And I didn't know that was the strategy with only 20 laps to put on the tires. So I was saving tires, not knowing, oh, I need to go. So I probably could have maybe gotten 5th, but it's not that big of a deal. It's not something I'm too going to lose sleep over. But It was good, dang good race. I needed that. I had a bad race last week, so yeah, pretty good race for me today.
Yeah, definitely a good one there. Obviously, topping the spots for the silver division. So we want to say congratulations and recognize that, and give you some time for some shout outs you may have in a 67 as well.
The only shout out I got is for Kyle Busch. Ran a Kyle Busch scheme. I ran it last week, but I didn't run good, so I was like, I got to run it again to give it some justice. But yeah, so rest in peace, Kyle. That's my only shout out today.
Justice redeemed itself here this evening, that's for sure. Again, congratulations on your finish, and we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That is driver of the 67, Colin Flickinger, coming home with the top spot here in the silver, coming home in 7th. We got one more interview to get to, and that is the man that finished the highest in the bronze division. It's going to go to the 218 of Joe Thomas. Joe, I was kind of concerned about you here tonight, and not for the track, not for anything else, other than the fact that I was worried that you may still have the spins from Coda last night in the trucks. We certainly seen you have some some struggles going through the S's there, but it may have worked out. You figured out how to handle this O'Reilly car here tonight and get yourself a top 15, finish up in 14th, and a top bronze driver here tonight.
Yeah, the O'Reilly cars have a little more grip on an oval than the trucks do on a road course.
Just a little bit, yeah. So, I mean, talk to me about the night. Obviously, the first incident there, seeing that you got technically kind of caught up in it. You got the 4X early on for that for whatever reason, but you were able to stick this thing out, and certainly the struggles for Luis Arduna back there. Terry Jansen not really mounting too much of a charge here tonight. It seemed like you were definitely the top bronze driver to beat here tonight.
Yeah, I was a little surprised by that, but also I was even more surprised that I got a 4X. I didn't realize it till just before the pit stops that I got one, and I posted the screenshot in Discord of Jeremy's car pretty much into my right rear tire, and got a 0X with no contact, and I never even felt it. Thought I missed that.
So talk to me about qualifying in 20th, Bubble Boy here tonight, as you make it into the field on qualifying. You didn't have to run through the LCQ, which, of course, it's, everybody's going to make it from the LCQ, so it's not like it's that much pressure. But how nice was it to just, kind of get that qualifying effort in, sit back, relax a little bit, and kind of plan out your strategy for the race?
Well, watching my name tick down the go from like 11th to 20th was a nail.
Sweating a little bit.
at first, it was an expectation, but then you get to 20th, and okay, the nails start getting bitten off, and luckily nobody else. Either everybody was done by then, or nobody else ran a faster lap. So I'm happy for the break.
All right, buddy. Well, congrats again on finishing as a top bronze driver here tonight and in 14th position. You got Michigan coming up next week for the 100-lap finale. Are you going to make it to that one? And if so, how do you feel about Michigan for the finale?
Well, you don't know your schedule because it's actually in 2 weeks.
Oh, 2 weeks. But, 2 weeks. Yes.
Fingers crossed I get to be there. Obviously, my work is so up in the air these weeks, but home for this week. I plan on hitting up Spa for the finale on Core GT, and that's as far as my schedule goes for my my personal life.
Yeah, it seems like a week-by-week basis for you, unfortunately, which is a good and a bad thing. But good to see you out here tonight, and definitely hoping to see you some more. But before we let you go here tonight, who are you going to give a shout-out to or thanks to on that 218?
Yeah, as always, you guys, first of all, always putting out an awesome broadcast. And then penusforvets.com, go to those that don't know, and those that know, go check them out. They're continuing their mission of visiting veterans in all 50 states, and they've even done a couple in other countries. And then Operation Motorsports, they were at the Sim Racing Expo, and go help them getting veterans into the motorsports world. And that's it for me.
All right, buddy. Well, we appreciate the shout outs for sure. We'll see Hopefully, next time you're out there on the track, maybe we'll get to talk to you again, and hopefully, for at least for hold your brakes, you guys got no more no more road courses, so you don't have to worry about that. At least you just go oval racing the rest of the season. So either way, congrats on the top bronze finish here tonight. We'll let you go celebrate. We'll see you next week or 2 weeks.
Have a good night.
You too, buddy. That is the 218 of Joe Thomas. Getting it done here in the bronze division, and that's going to be our final interview here tonight. 2 weeks is when we'll have our season finale. I keep forgetting we got the other week off in between there, and then we'll have the 100 lap finale here at Michigan, and looking forward to that one. Going to be a good one, as we will, I believe, yes, there is still going to be the LCQ. It'll be a 25 lap LCQ for that one, and hopefully we'll see a good amount of drivers out there. As anyone that's a fan of CRN, anyone that's a subscriber here at CRN, you know how much me and Jimmy enjoy a little 2 mile tri-oval action, whether it's Auto Club, whether it's Michigan. Big fans of both. Definitely looking forward to that one already in 2 weeks to see who the champions will be for season number 8. But before that, we got some more racing left this week. Again, the 2-hour season finale for CSRL tomorrow night, along with Pit Road Speed Limit Racing. And then on Thursday night, we got the VVR and Core GT doubleheader as well. So a lot of racing left on CRN this week. But for myself and Jimmy from the Nashville Little Superspeedway, we'll see you at the track.
My people up in the chandeliers, the whining and dining, the menu is blood, sweat, and tears. Everybody ready, raining down confetti, champions are born right now. Head about the glamour, click goes the hammer, run when you hear that sound. Heroes never die, gonna make it to the finish line. We know we survive, even if we crawl to the finish line. I won't believe it, underdog dreaming, don't need no cheers, world's gonna say it. Heroes never die, gonna make it to the finish line. Dreams just keep dripping out of their golden cups. I'm starving, leftovers ain't enough. Ain't about the Royals, they do nothing for you. All you got is you right now. Who is gonna falter? Who is gonna conquer? Better never count me out. Heroes never die, gonna make it to the finish line. We know we survive, even if we crawl to the finish line. I won't believe it, underdog dreaming, don't need no cheers, world's gonna say it. Heroes never die, gonna make it to the finish line. Gotta make it to the finish line every day, every day. Gotta make it to the finish line. Gotta make it to the finish line every day, every day. Gotta make it to the finish line. Heroes never die. Gotta make it to the finish line. We know we survive, even if we crawl to the finish line. I won't believe it, underdog dreaming, don't need no cheers, world's gonna say it. Heroes never die, gonna make it to the finish line. the chandeliers. The wine and dining, the menu is blood, sweat, and tears. Everybody ready, raining down confetti. Champions are born right now. Ain't about the glamour, click goes the hammer. Run when you hear that sound. Heroes never die. Gonna make it to the finish line. We know we survive, even if we crawl to the finish line. I'm a believer, underdog dreaming. Don't need no cheers, world's gotta say it. Heroes never die. Gonna make it to the finish line. Dreams just keep dripping out of their golden cups. I'm starving, leftovers ain't enough. Ain't about the Royals, they do nothing for you. All you got is you right now. Who is gonna falter? Who is gonna conquer? Better never count me out. Heroes never die. Gonna make it to the finish line. We know we survive, even if we crawl to the finish line. I'm a believer, underdog dreaming. Don't need no cheers, world's gotta say it. Heroes never die. Gonna make it to the finish line. Gotta make it to the finish line every day, every day. Gotta make it to the finish line. Gotta make it to the finish line every day, every day. Gotta make it to the finish line. Heroes never die. Gotta make it to the finish line. We know we survive, even if we crawl to the finish line. I'm a believer, underdog dreaming. Don't need no cheers, world's gotta say it. Heroes never die. Gonna make it to the finish line. Good evening, my people up in the chandeliers. The wine and dining, the menu is blood, sweat, and tears. Everybody ready, raining down confetti. Champions are born right now. Ain't about the glamour, click goes the hammer. Run when you hear that sound. Heroes never die. Gonna make it to the finish line. We know we survive, even if we crawl to the finish line. I'm a believer, underdog dreaming. Don't need no cheers, world's gotta say it. Heroes never die. Gonna make it to the finish line. Dreams just keep dripping out of their golden cups. I'm starving, leftovers ain't enough. Ain't about the Royals, they do nothing for you. All you got is you right now. Who is gonna falter? Who is gonna conquer? Better never count me out. Heroes never die. Gonna make it to the finish line. We know we survive, even if we crawl to the finish line. I'm a believer, underdog dreaming. Don't Gonna make it to the finish line every day, every day. Gonna make it to the finish line. Heroes never die. Gonna make it to the finish line. We know we survive, even if we crawl to the finish line. All overlated, underdog dreaming, don't need no tears. World's gotta say it. Heroes never die. Gonna make it to the finish line. Good evening, my people up in the chandeliers. The wine and dining, the menu is blood, sweat, and tears. Everybody ready, raining down confetti. Champions are born right now. And about the glamour, click goes the hammer. Run when you hear that sound. Heroes never die. Gonna make it to the finish line. We know we survive, even if we crawl to the finish line. All overlated, underdog dreaming, don't need no tears. World's gotta say it. Heroes never die. Gonna make it to the finish line. Their dreams just keep dripping out of their golden cups. I'm starving, leftovers ain't enough. Ain't about the royals, they do nothing for you. All you got is you right now. Who is gonna falter? Who is gonna conquer? Better never count me out. Heroes never die. Gonna make it to the finish line. We know we survive, even if we crawl to the finish line. All overlated, underdog dreaming, don't need no tears. World's gotta say it. Heroes never die. Gonna make it to the finish line. Gotta make it to the finish line every day, every day. Gotta make it to the finish line. Gotta make it to the finish line every day, every day. Gotta make it to the finish line. Heroes never die. Gotta make it to the finish line. We know we survive, even if we crawl to the finish line. All overlated, underdog dreaming, don't need no tears. World's gotta say it. Heroes never die. Gonna make it to the finish line. Good evening, my people up in the chandeliers. The wine and dining, the menu is blood, sweat, and tears. Everybody ready, raining down confetti. Champions are born right now. And about the glamour, click goes the hammer. Run when you hear that sound. Heroes never die, gonna make it to the finish line. We know we survive, even if we crawl to the finish line. All believe it, underdog dreaming, don't need your cheers, who's gonna say it? Heroes never die, gonna make it to the finish line. Dreams just keep dripping out of their golden cups. I'm starving, leftovers ain't